Hey guys, it's Kat. I'm sorry I haven't done any videos for probably the last year. I've been extremely busy uh, with raising Coleman and uh, doing some other things outside of the FD world. I just wanted to give a brief update. Um, I was looking at some of the new videos up on YouTube, and I wanted to thank everyone who is finally coming out and talking about FD. It's an amazing community that has so many people in it who are open and who are willing to help those who are newly diagnosed. Um, the reason I wanted to come on now and say something is I wanted to give a brief update to how I was doing with FD and being a new mom and well, I guess not technically new anymore. But yeah, first of all, I have been off of the Norco for wow, almost a full year now. I had one tablet last Thanksgiving because I was falling over. I hurt so bad, but I haven't touched it since. I know that I didn't purposely become addicted to it. Instead, it was just kind of the situation that I was in. Well, with that being said, I did go online and research some other pain management methods to get into. Uh, and I had gained so much weight during my pregnancy. I gained 100 pounds and had some other issues with my pregnancy, my kidneys shutting down and my son trying to kill me, but that's all in the past. And it's kind of a running joke now that he was too big for my body. Uh, he he thankfully is just a joy in my life. But anyway, uh, pain management methods that I have been using. I began walking in July. Started out by walking a block, and I'm now up to about 4.5 miles a day. I do wear a brace on both of my knees. A couple months ago, I had some severe pain in my left leg, which is the leg that is uh, affected by the FD. We weren't sure what was going on. I went to a doctor. They were concerned that I had torn my meniscus or possibly my ACL or something to that effect. They weren't sure if it was FD related or not. It could have been. They still aren't 100% on that. We kind of I gave it some rest and heating pad and ibuprofen because they were really shocked by the fact that I didn't want Vicodin or Norco again or Oxy. And if that works for you, hey, more power to you. Just be aware that if you do take these types of medication and you suddenly have to stop taking it, it is extremely painful. Just try to keep it under control. I now look back on it and realize that even though I didn't purposely become addicted to it, I was. That's part of the reason I'm avoiding it like the plague now. Uh, anyway, with my knee, I ended up going to a doctor. The doctor was very concerned with the possibility that could be a small break, and I ended up going to an orthopedic surgeon. That orthopedic surgeon came to find out that not only do I have fibrous dysplasia, I have the beginnings of osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, along with some bone spurs, a couple of cysts, and it looked like I had at one point torn a ligament, but he wasn't 100% sure since it had healed. Uh, Basically, I told him what I had been up to, and he said that it sounded like I had torn a ligament, but wasn't 100%. Uh, but now that I'm walking again up to my 4.5 miles, man, my pain has, I want to say that it's diminished at least 50%. Um, that is also the weight loss. I've lost about 40 pounds since beginning my walking. You can't tell it right now, but I promise you, I have lost a, a dramatic amount of weight. Um, Another reason my son is waking up, so I have to hurry on this. Another reason I wanted to get on here was to thank everyone who is going online and talking about fibrous dysplasia. I heard a story from the medical student at my doctor's office. She was interning at the Children's Hospital here in town, where CPS was involved with potentially taking a little 2-year-old away from her parents. The medical staff had to step in and say that there was no need to protect this child, that um, her parents had nothing to do with her consistently breaking her wrist. Apparently, this little girl had broken her wrist, the same wrist, 4 or 5 times. And a doctor had gotten concerned, which, thank you for at least getting concerned. I live in a valley, in a city where there have been quite a few child abuse cases that have ended in death. Uh, that's not the point. The point is that this medical staff went to CPS, reported it. CPS came out, had a bunch of questions for the parents, which had to have been, I feel for these parents, they had no clue what was going on with their child, and they were doing the best they could. Uh, Thankfully, the medical staff had an orthopedic surgeon on staff at the time who did a biopsy, and sure enough, it was fibrous dysplasia. However, at the end of this, and this is what really gets to me as an FD patient, is once they got the diagnosis, that was it. You're not abusing your kid. Okay, great. The kid can go home with you. Now what? So many of us are put into that situation. I know I was. Oh, you have fibrous dysplasia. It's not cancer. Sign these release forms and you're gone. Okay, where do you go from there? That's the part that we have to keep fighting for. We have to support our brothers and sisters in the FD community. We have to support the parents who are looking for answers. As a patient with FD, it drives me up a wall that you go to a doctor and they have no clue what you're talking about. So please, guys, let's keep getting these videos out. Let's keep helping those in the FD community who are newly diagnosed. It is a question, and we shouldn't be left with questions. We need definitive answers. So let's keep fighting for that. Great job to everyone who is getting out there. Um, Unfortunately, I gotta go. I have a kid. He's waking up, and he's not exactly a great person to wake up with sometimes. So uh, thank you very much, and I'm really sorry I haven't gotten on here more often. I am a new mom with a very active toddler. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.